Here we've got game well, we've got court 1, we've got Great Britain against South Africa and a 19 league, and it's going to be a tough game. South Africa being white and Great Britain being on the dark blue colour. And I've got Joe with me on the commentating. Joe, the captain of the under-23 team. My name is Hein, the manager of the SA team, and it's kick-off, game go.
Game's looking. So yeah, so I'm Joe. I'm commentating today. I've got a lot to live up to. My teammate Tom Burgess was taking the reins this morning and apparently slating all the Northerners in England. So let's try and turn that around.
We're in Hobart, the Aquatic Centre, and it's 6:43 p.m. It's quite chilly outside, but the Aquatic Centre is absolutely the place to be. The water temperature is good, the visibility is good. We've got a ref playing advantage there at court 1. Great Britain's on the attack in the danger zone from South Africa, and let's see what the call is. Call against Great Britain.
Just want to reiterate, Hein wasn't joking when he said it was cold. It's very cold. You kind of forget how far away Tasmania is. In my head, it's always summer here. It's not. But hopefully that won't phase the GB boys. Had a long journey here. All of us did. But they seem to be settled in quite well.
So Joe, what in your team, are they prepared well?
As well as we can be, yeah. I mean, it's one of them. You can never be too prepared. We've all been training. A lot of training camps this year. It's been a long one because it's travelling this up. So everybody wanted to give it their all.
Yeah, from South Africa we had a good flight in. We had a flight into Sydney, and then from Sydney a connection flight to Hobart, which wasn't short, but it was 17 hours, but it was a good flight.
Yeah, we had to go by the Middle East and then down to Sydney, which was very long.
I think it's Great Britain scoring here. Let's see what the refs say.
That's the goal.
Yeah, it's a goal for Great Britain. They were on the attack from the kick-off for 2 minutes, attacking, and eventually it paid off with a goal to Great Britain black against South Africa in the 19 court 1.
So we didn't catch who scored that goal then.
Right, we think it's number 5, but anyway, on the scoreboard it says Great Britain. It's a team sport, so we're not really aware always of who's the scorer, as long as the team gets the necessary acknowledgement, and that's what it's all about. I mean, water hockey is a team sport. You cannot win this sport on your own.
Absolutely, there's a few things worse than scoring and then realising it went to a teammate.
That's true.
Go back on it again, pushing them deep into their own half.
It must be nice commentating when your team is on the attack and they've just scored a goal. Being South Africa, I hope we get out of our danger zone and we can get some hockey going.
Absolutely, these boys have been training hard. I've been training with quite a few of the under-19s this season, and they've been really putting the hours in, so they deserve to do well.
Great. I think they played against Colombia today, didn't they?
They did. They beat Colombia 3-0 earlier today.
It's very good. Colombia is always a team that you don't really can't really rate them, but they're always in the competition. They always do well. They always get podiums. So well done to win over Colombia as well.
Yeah, they did really well. It was in the scenario in a sense, they were straight up in the half, straight down the throats quite early on.
This game is really flowing. We haven't had a lot of stoppages, which is good. Good for the hockey. It shows it's a clean game, no infringements. We've really few infringements so far. We've got 4 minutes gone, 11 minutes to go in the first half. Great Britain being black and South Africa being white. They're on the wall. And we'll wait for the camera just to give us some more visibility underneath the water as the clock ticks off.
Looks like there's plenty of bodies on the bottom, not too many coming up.
On the South African side, we've got 4 players that came from the tournament in 2015. The rest are all new players to international underwater hockey, so from 11 other players, 7 other players, it's something new. nerves are starting to settle. But I was still very nervous, the new boys.
Is this your second game of the day as well?
Oh yeah, second game.
So always feel the nerves are always much higher the first game, everyone's a bit angsty, everyone sets off a bit quick. Hopefully by now, kind of hit the stride a bit more.
Well, Joe, we played against Argentina, so it was a new country on the circuit, which is good for underwater hockey, and obviously they still got a lot to learn, and it wasn't an easy game for us, but at least we had a good draw in the first game, so that helped the boys to settle a bit. But there's still some few nervous guys here.
Yeah, absolutely. You can't blame them, especially if it's the first time they've been on this platform. Particularly this year with all the uproar with the media, it just seems a bit more real. If that makes sense.
It's true. Well, like we said, we're in Hobart. Hobart's a lovely city, and the Tasmanian island, beautiful, clean, and it's really a tourist destination that if you're in this area, come and visit. The aquatic centre is absolutely stunning. The water temperature is perfect. And as we said, going out the door, you've got to put on warm clothes because the temperature drops dramatically as the sun sets.
Yeah, and as we said, we're here in winter, so the sun's setting quite early. Short days, which is fine.
A lot of spectators watching the game. We've got some people in the pavilion, very involved. A lot of supporters coming to Hobart, parents, grandparents, and it's good to see the support coming through as we get Great Britain on the attack in the South African corner again. These Great Britain guys are just not taking off the foot off the pedal. They are really hammering us.
No, it looks to me like it was South Africa attacking. It's Great Britain trying to push it off their own goalberg. Well defended there by Great Britain.
Good, we're on that. So that's good. Joe, South Africa on the attack. So let's see what happens as we get an infringement against Great Britain on their danger zone. We're in the 3 meter, 6 meter zone there. So let's see what happens.
Let's see the setup. Setting up nice and strong. Oh, it looks like the captain there is Tom Pitcher just throwing the timeout. Oh. Nope.
Chief Richards didn't see that.
No, he didn't miss that.
Come on, South Africa, you're there. You can't let that puck go. And Great Britain defends very well and they get out the danger zone. South Africa falling back, getting the puck again, swinging it to the side. Let's see if we can get the momentum going again, get the puck back on the stick, and let's get momentum, South Africa.
South Africa still in the attack, keeping it in their half. With the GB boys free on the bottom, pushing it right down the wing.
There hasn't been one timeout called yet. 7 minutes gone. So the coaches are really waiting for the right moment to call a team timeout, to motivate them, get the new strategy going as we have another infringement.
Is it a free puck to South Africa?
Yeah, these free pucks are, like we say, free puck or advantage puck. If it's an advantage puck, you must use the advantage. So it's setting up quickly, getting the advantage, getting the guys, and of course the infringement on their back, so you get momentum going.
Can't stress how quickly you need to set up. With 3 players on these international tournaments, they reset the puck really quick, the referees.
No, that's crucial. You've got to set up really quickly, the guys can get the game flowing. In a 15-minute half, you've got to make sure you play at least 10 minutes. There can't be more than that hanging around waiting for refs to set up. So we like refs like these in this game we're watching now. They set up very quickly, call the infringement, get the puck set up and get the game flowing.
So that's a timeout called. I'm not sure who wants to.
Each team gets one timeout per half, and in that time it's usually strategy talk, motivating the guys, stay focused guys, don't lose the puck, don't get intimidated by calls the ref didn't see. It's just a matter of getting going, stick to the basics, what you've been training for the last 2 years. It's just a matter of calming the guys down, focusing, regrouping, taking a breath, and get the game going again.
Yeah, I was going to say sometimes they can be used really tactically to give your boys a little bit of a break. They've been under the cosh for a good while on their own goal line. It can be very useful just to recuperate for 60 seconds.
We've got 6 players in the water on each team. We haven't had a guy thrown out yet, which is good. Shows, and they're actually very few infringements, Joe, so the game's actually flowing.
Yeah, it's a very clean game. Nice hockey to watch. It's back and forth. It's definitely not a one-sided game. Both teams are still very much in it.
Yeah, you could see the guys playing with different kinds and makes of fins, brayers and leaders, but we've got a good sponsor and someone that's come aboard here called Nyayada Fins, which are they're very, very involved in fin swimming, and they've now designed fins for underwater hockey, which helps a lot to have sponsors. We've got the clothing sponsor, I think it's Versus, isn't it? They've sponsored all the clothing for the officials. Well, thank you to Versus for coming aboard. We really appreciate it.
After I can say myself, Jay's fins are really good. The smaller fins. A few players on the GB squad wearing them. It looks like there is a penalty there. I think we spoke too soon. That looks like Zach Tate's number 13.
I think it's out for a minute. So that means South Africa must take the advantage. We've got 5 GB boys in the water and 6 African boys in the water. It's 6 against 5. So hopefully we can take advantage of the opportunity. 5 minutes, 30 seconds to go in the first half. South Africa's in the half of Great Britain attacking.
They really should capitalise on this. Obviously I hope they don't. But 6 on 5, you can't stress the advantage you have there. And to waste that minute would be sort of battling down the wall there, number 6, the Numbedo.
Really, with 5 players in the water, pushing South Africa back into their own half and keep on pushing. Well done, Great Britain.
Bodies on the bottom, not many on the roof. There's the Numbedos again in the corner. Tom Pitchforth, the captain there.
The guys are really trying to get the puck out there, work it up the side, get away from the danger zone. It's on the side where South Africans can get in a substitute, they can do the swapping of players. Good side to be if you're defending.
Got a lovely support crowd here, Team GB. Currently singing our favourite chants. The under 23 girls are here, as well as some under 23 boys. Getting good by support. Oh, and there's a goal.
Oh, well done, Great Britain. They worked it up the side, worked it through, and they scored against South Africa.
That's number 8. That's number 12, sorry, Caleb Pullen. Excellent goal. Really well worked. Right from their own half, on the cosh with only 5 players.
Yeah, it's really, really good. Usually what happens with a guy cuts, when you 5 players in the water, you lift up your contribution, you play harder. For some other reason, it seems like sometimes there should only be 5 or 4 players in the water.
Absolutely, yeah. It's always quite odd. Sometimes, as you saw then, there was South Africa were deep in their half, and then suddenly they drop a man and pull it out. So sometimes really it's just a mental battle more than physical sometimes, I guess.
On the kick-off, South Africa got the puck and they're working it up on the side. Let's see if they can get into the danger zone. South Africa need to score in the first half, which will give up their positivity, and they will be able to half-time relax and regroup again.
Yeah, absolutely. GB are sitting comfortable now with a 2-goal buffer. They'll know well that there's only one half down, but I think for South Africa's morale, they definitely need a goal this half, which will help lift the boys, I'm sure.
Yeah, you don't want to give a goal away now.
No, not
actually want to score now if you can. But definitely they can't afford to give a goal away. And just had an infringement against South Africa. Advantage puck for Great Britain. They're taking advantage of it. Guys coming through. South Africa not closing up, not taking possession, not holding the puck. Great Britain on the roll.
Nice free puck there from Great Britain. Nathan Archer cutting the angle. Big flick across the middle. Looks like he's come back to his side though against the South African subs bin. I imagine they'll be rotating through subs quite quickly, so we might see a push down their wing.
This is a very, very good pool in the sense of the visibility is good, the quality of the water is good, the temperature is good, and the big thing is the puck is not sticky on the bottom. It's actually very, very. It brings out the skill. If you've got skill in this kind of scenario, you can do well in this tournament.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. The bottom's very slippery. One of the slippers I've played on. Not too bad though, it's really good. I personally really like the bottom, and I'm sure a lot will. It's definitely a very wide pool as well, which will factor in a lot of the fitnesses of a lot of teams. Looks like GB again on the goal line, pushing it in, cutting angles. Ooh, nicely defended there by South Africa.
Well done, South Africa. Great Britain take the puck off. South Africa swimming right past the goal box. They've got to get out there, they've got to get out very quickly. As we get an infringement against Great Britain, which helps.
Stick infringement, South Africa's advantage puck in front of their own goal. So the captain is talking to the referee there. Only the captain is allowed to speak to the referee during the game.
1.5 minutes to go in the first half. Great Britain 2-0 up. Well done, Great Britain.
Yeah, I'm sure they want an extra goal, but I'm assuming they'd be happy just to consolidate the half and leave it at a 2-0 win, which will lead them well going into the second half.
Yeah, the spectators this is the second last game of the day. We've had some lovely hockey. Second last game of the day. After this, the final game. And then the guys go back, and the first game in the morning starts at 10 o'clock or around there. So the guys will have a good rest tonight and talk about the mistakes they made and what they should have done. That gives them chance. We don't start too early. That gives the people opportunity to get the pool clean and ready again. And we're looking forward to some good hockey here with Great Britain being 2-0 up.
Yeah, they just Great Britain had another good goal there. Ollie Crawford, an excellent swing through the middle. It's a shame it didn't materialise to another goal.
It was a good break by South Africa. We just didn't have support there. As a Great Britain back player really did a good save there because we were 2-on-1. And the Great Britain guy got the puck away, and we were on speed with 15 seconds to go. So the chance of scoring a goal here is very small.
Small but not impossible. But as you said, the Great Britain, they've got a very good back line this year. Some of the players, particularly northern players on the back line, I think they've got in George, Nathan Archer and Tom Pitchforth, absolutely smashing it. So that would be half time, 2-0 to Great Britain.
Yeah. Jeff, is it your first year as an under-23 player, Joe? Or?
It's not, no, this is my fourth World, so I was in Dordrecht in 2011. So I was under-19 in Dordrecht, under-23 in Hungary, under-23 in Spain, and under-23 here. This is my final one though.
Your final one. Actually, you had 3 Worlds as an under-23.
Yeah, so in Hungary I could have played under-19s, but I played up an age category.
So how did you guys do the previous tournaments?
We've always been stuck. We always lost the quarterfinals, then won the semi-finals, so we was 5th or 6th.
Right, okay. I know Great Britain's always been supportive of the sport. I think you got a full contingency you got a team in every league.
Yeah, a team in every league every year. I think one year we couldn't get an under-19 girls team, so we just won 23s. But apart from that, yeah, every year we have full squads. The sport just keeps growing over in the UK. Great Britain, and it's doing really well.
Yeah, I think you guys did. I'm trying to think now. Being for South Africa, it was the elite tournament in South Africa last year. Can't recall how. I think Great Britain came third.
It did, yeah. So that was the men's elite, Stellenbosch. They came third, which is their best result to date. Really, they put a lot of effort in, a bit of a rearrange. They were working towards it, and they did really well. They put out the bag. They were very nearly in contention for the main final as well. Which hopefully we're looking for a similar story next year. This year, sorry, the Europeans we've got, and then next year is Quebec. So I'm looking for a podium finish.
This tournament's actually for the under-23 league is a preparation for Quebec next year. A lot of these players will go up to elites.
Yeah,
so it's a good preparation.
Yeah, there's a few actually. So Tom Pitchforth, number 10 from under-19, is actually going to be selected for the elites. So he'll be in Hungary, which is where our European Championships are. And there's a few under-23s, other than 19s, who could be knocking on the door for the 12 for the elite spots.
Oh, that's amazing because you didn't have any under-23s in your team last year, did you?
No, we didn't last year.
Sure, so there's a lot of new players coming through. That's very good for hockey.
Yeah, very good indeed.
I think in 2019 the junior league age group will be in Sheffield.
Absolutely, yes. That's what I hear as well. Again, I'll be 2-1 now, so this team, under-19s team, will hopefully get a move up, and now I'll be playing under-23s then. Potentially new clubs. You never know. Yes. This age group, 2 years makes a big difference.
Definitely. And this age group, 2 years is massive difference. You have players that haven't played before, and in 2 years they can make it up into a national team. So the first half is 15 seconds away. Second half, they're ready to start. So hopefully South Africa is regrouped, change their strategy. Let's see what happens in the second half as Great Britain lead 2-0.
They're counting down from the off now. There's the buzzer.
There's a buzzer kick-off, and the guys are equally on the puck. Let's see who gets the break.
It looks like South Africa got the momentum now on the off. GB have forced them wide. So have you got a full house, full squads?
Yeah. We had three teams in Spain. We didn't have a 3-3 ladies team, but this year we've got all 4 teams here. Let's see what happens. It's unfortunate our facilities are lacking in South Africa. So we don't get really good chances to train, but the guys are always keen to play, and they're always hard to play against, and they're always in contention. So let's see what happens. We know the under-19 girls are the world champs. The first time ever that somebody beat New Zealand, so they're defending the trophy this year. Under-19 men won in 2011, so they also had a gold medal. But in 2015, under-19 boys, under-23 boys came 5th and 6th. So we didn't have a podium, so they're here to definitely get their name back onto the podium.
Yeah, absolutely. I just said the South Africa team that I've always played, it's never been a tough game with them. We usually come similar on the tables with them. So it's always see here.
The advantage we've got, Joe, is the fact that we can talk Afrikaans in the water, so that helps us a lot. And you guys are going to talk English if you understand it. So we can read your calls.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we've got a few Scottish people on our team, so we half of us understand what they say, because we don't have a clue. And there's a third goal by GB.
That was too quick. Within 2 minutes in the second half, GB scores again, and if you want to win this game, South Africa, you should have scored, and you shouldn't have let Great Britain score. Well done, Great Britain. You can see it's a different team this, and we've been exposed to over the last few years at Junior Worlds.
Looks like that's a goal there for number 2, George Life. He plays for Manchester. I'm sure his family are all up watching him. It's not too early, at the moment, so they'll be very pleased that he scored in his first game at International Worlds. He's been training very hard, very hard. He's 16, and he's definitely pulling his weight in the team.
And that's good. 16, we can still do another Worlds in the 19 and then move up to the 23.
Yeah, he's got a lot of time left in his hockey career.
We've got a new country, like I said, on the block, Argentina, which is definitely also good to see. And they're actually doing quite well for the first Worlds. They're definitely not the walkover in the park. So you're still going to play then?
Yeah, so we've still got them. I'm not sure when we play them on fixtures, but it's always a bit unusual having an unknown team because you don't really know what to expect. As you said, 2 years a lot can happen, but you can still go for historic podium finishes as such. But with Argentina, we don't really know where we stand as of yet, so I'm looking forward to that. See what style we're going to play. It'll be a good game.
I think in the men's under-19 league, we've got New Zealand obviously being the favourites, being the world champs at the moment. Hopefully we get somebody that can push them again to their limits and get them off their throne and get somebody else taking the trophy home. I think this year it sounds, if I'm talking to you, Joe, it sounds like it could be you guys. And I believe Australia's also got a good team.
Well, you've always got to assume the whole nation have a good team. Australia are always in contention for a podium, and the fact that it's on the home turf will only do them good. But I do agree, I think the GB boys, it's one of the strongest under-19 teams I've seen for a long time. Better than what I've been in. And all 12 of them are putting the effort in. You can see now the bodies on the bottom. They're all doing really well drilled, well oiled, all playing really well. And they all seeking for that gold.
Yeah, I could see that guy just went straight through this African team. Not just pure force, but by skill. You know, the small little jinx there, left, right, and then he just accelerated and off he went. Right from the half into this African corner. Frenchman against South Africa. And we've got Great Britain on the attack again.
Yeah, I agree. They're probably not necessarily the biggest team, so the fast bottom will suit them better. But they've all got very good jinx on them, quick moving guys. And as you'll know yourself, you're more effective when you just move to space. There's no point trying to battle it down the wall if you don't have to.
The coach is Johan de Kok, talking to the team. Johan de Kok being very involved in underwater hockey. Also SA Masters player, played in Hungary. And he's the second time that he's taking a team to Worlds. He had a team in Spain, was assistant coach in Hungary to the under-19 team, and this year he's got the team with Marius Branchino, the assistant coach, SA elite player, being his assistant. So Johan's got a lot of experience. with 4 of the players playing Worlds in 2015, so his team is still relatively new, but I was expecting much better from them.
Yeah, so a bit about the coach for the under-19s team, it's Richard Adams. So he's a silver medalist Masters player himself. He's played hockey for a very long time. His son's on the team as well, Matthew Adams, so it's a family affair. Tom Pitchford's actually going out with his daughter as well, the captain. So it's all intertwined up in the Yorkshire part of the area. We know he's a very good coach. He was assistant coach last year, taking the reins for this year with Phil Thompson as the assistant coach, and they're just continuing from the progress they made 2 years ago in Spain, and are looking to then hopefully have a podium finish again in Sheffield. So it's kind of a long game they're playing.
See, underwater hockey, you can see a lot of people love the sport because as they stop playing, they invest back again by coaching or becoming managers, or they just don't stop staying involved. They just stay involved. I think this is one of the sports that you get addicted to very quickly.
Yeah, I completely agree. I mean, our coach on the 23 is a current league player, so he's still playing. He's going to be at a tournament in 2 weeks afterwards in Hungary, but he just loves the sport so much that he'll come out and coach the under 23s.
And we've got under 19 coach again. His ladies coach is JD, obviously a guy with a lot of experience. Also, never played on international level, but a national player for years. He's actually been to 4 Worlds. He's never not come back without a medal. He's always either won bronze, gold, or silver. So JD, the 19 ladies coach. Our SA under 23 coach is very, very good as well. Henry Mouton. Also as a professional swimming coach, so we've got good coaches. The players just need to pull up their socks and start playing.
Absolutely. GB there on a free puck in front of the South Africa's goal again. Let's see if they can get it in the tin. Get some underwater camera. No, that's a glove in. It's no goal. Advantage puck, South Africa.
I think the refs saved the South Africans there again. We appreciate that call.
Let's hope we can, GB can consolidate again and force it back into their half.
Right, we've got 9 minutes to go. South Africa hasn't scored, and to be honest, they haven't looked like they want to score. They need to really, really up there in the game. It's 9 minutes to go, South Africa, and you need to score now. You need to get out of your half. You need to start playing hockey. If I look at the skills of Great Britain, taking the pucks off those sticks, it's just too easy. You're giving the game away.
It's so hard to pull it back 3-0 down. I mean, it's doable, absolutely, but as you get into the fundamental game now, in a lot of that guys' heads, I won't be surprised if they already feel as though they've lost the game. So GB have just got to capitalise on that, keep forcing them back, keeping them in their half, and just don't allow them an opportunity to score.
Yeah, it's true. 3-0 down against a team of this quality of Great Britain at the moment. Good for hockey to get competition going. Like I said, we've got Australia, we've got New Zealand, Colombia have always been in contention, South Africa, and now Great Britain back on par again, which is very, very good for hockey. I don't think we expected Great Britain to be on this level after playing them in Spain. So well done for what you guys have done in hockey in Great Britain.
Yeah, absolutely. It looks like GB on the goal team. Oh, no. Free puck, advantage puck to South Africa now. Loved it on the edge of the tin. Sometimes it's just too easy to get keen on the edge of the tin, and you're just going to see when you start punching the puck.
Very frustrating if you make an infringement on the attack. It's usually not on purpose, it's just by accidental. But it's very frustrating because, as you can see, Great Britain has been in the danger area for the last 4 minutes, and they've scored 2 goals which weren't awarded due to smaller infringements. So Africa need to get the puck and need to get out here.
I think it looked like an encroachment there. Equal puck. So equal puck, the buzzer goes off, and two players race to the bottom of the puck. Neither team having a particular advantage over the other.
Advantage puck, players need to be above the water with the advantage puck. The gong is gone, they went down. Let's see if Great Britain are going to break through, or South Africa going to get a good breakaway. If we can get a breakaway, we've got some quick guys on the wing, so if they can get the puck out to the wing, we should win some meters and get away.
South Africa there, racing through, pulling loads of angles. Big sprint there towards the goal. Can they catch them? That's a goal, South Africa.
That's it, South Africa, well done. Score, player's number 5, Cardan Kadan is one of our new players, a new player on the international league, also a world champ karate. So he's a multi-talented sportsman, also a new player, first goal in this tournament. Well done, Kadan. And for the parents back in South Africa, you must be proud of your son. Well done. Thanks for all the support there, guys.
That's sadly probably what the South Africa need right now to get morale, so they'll know that they're definitely back in the game. 2-goal buffer still for GB, but with breakaways like that could quickly be rectified. Let's hope that's not the case. GB straight in their goal, right down their end.
Yeah, well done. Great Britain on the kick-off. They just went straight through the middle. South Africans were caught asleep there. Luckily, number 6 was sort of awake, took it to the corner, bring the speed down of the game just to get the guys to regroup, and hopefully we can get it out there. Frenchman against South Africa. Great Britain on the attack in the danger zone.
I know they've been spending a lot of time practicing their free kicks. Their drill, they all know where they be, should set up quite quickly. Looks like we're barking goal at each other, but hopefully let's see this can get into a quick goal.
Yeah, South Africa obviously, now the adrenaline is pumping. Hopefully they can see that they can score a goal and they can get away. So that's what happened. The previous goal they scored was very, very similar, where they had that breakaway. Coach in the water, team timeout.
Looks like GB have called a timeout there. Richard Adams will have had some words of wisdom to give to his team. It'll probably be in a Yorkshire accent, so I'm not entirely sure I'll understand what he's saying, but hopefully the point gets across.
Yeah, I've got my phone here next to me. WhatsApp's coming through asking what's up, not WhatsApp, the South African team. So all the people back home, it's in South Africa, it's now 11:15 in the morning, and it's here quite late already, probably 7, 8 o'clock at night. So the guys back home obviously taking time off work, and luckily it's on YouTube. For YouTube guys, it's wonderful. The first time that we're getting this live coverage of this wonderful sport of ours.
Yeah, absolutely agree. I know in Spain they charged for the videos, and it put a barrier with a lot of people. It was hard to share with friends. So the fact that it's live and free is going to do wonders for the sport and help promote it.
Yeah, well done to Australia for getting this thing going. It's something new, it's something different. We're in the hothouse here. It's commentators behind us, commentators next to us, a lot of TV screens going. And the TV guys are doing an excellent job as GB gets another advantage puck. So Africa must be careful to not get thrown out, as we're making a lot of infringements in our danger zone.
South Africa must be getting tired now. They've been on their back for a good while. GB just needs to slip that goal in under them. They're setting up well, 2 solid lines of players, everyone on the bottom.
Sometimes we say the South Africans are too dumb to get tired. And so hopefully we play dumb, we don't get tired. But true, if you're on the attack like that the whole time, the ball must break.
Looks like they forced it out, though. Advantage took across South Africa. Really well defended.
Yeah, well done, South Africa. Kept their cool. Great Britain.
Looks like Great Britain weren't happy with the call, but as with anyone we know in hockey, you just have to accept it. It's very, very rare that you'll be a change decision.
Yeah, they were there now for over 2 minutes. And not breaking the wall. So South Africa, well done. Just keep it away from the goal box, probably played up against the wall. And see if they can swing it to the wing. Get the guys with the speed to get some meters going.
Encroaching there by GB, a very easily avoidable mistake.
That gives us 3 more meters for free.
The referee did play advantage by presuming GB used the advantage of being too far forward to help force them back.
Being at the pool the whole day, this is one of the cleaner games that I've seen the whole day. We've had one guy being thrown out, sitting in the sin bin, but besides that, really the game is really flowing, and the guys are really trying to keep the game open and clean.
Yeah, both teams seem to be cutting quite nice angles there. South Africa, nice 45 towards the wall. GB doing similar things. As you said, both teams are swimming, not trying to get too engaged, just trying to make good progress to open out the pool.
South Africa really on the attack now. They're really trying hard. See if they get the score to 3-2 with 3 minutes to go. And that looks good. Oh, that's a pity. We were right on the goal box, puck in the goal, but unfortunately, that was infringement.
That's fortunate for the GB boys. The referee showing there that he gloved it down the wall, which is so easy to do. As we were saying, just when the goal's inside, you just want to get that puck in the goal. But luckily for GB boys, the referee saw it, and they've been called up for it. And dodgy puck, GB.
Well done, GB. We need South Africa now to score to make it 3-2, put some pressure on the guys and see what happens in the last minute. We need to stay there, South Africa.
I'm sure it's in the back of GB's mind want to score another goal to absolutely silence the game. But I'm sure they'll be very happy with a 3-1 win, sorry. So they'll be mainly trying to consolidate that puck on that wall.
Yeah, they had a very good start. I think the score was 3-0 first half, eh? So they haven't scored in the second half.
It was 2-0.
It's a 2-0, so
Yeah,
they scored
2-0.
in the second half, a quick goal, okay.
Yeah, so but the second half is drawing, so it shows that if they meet again, it's still going to be a very close game.
Yeah, it's true. No, so it's true. 1-0 in the second half, 2-0 up first half. I think that's what actually broke South Africa. They gave goals away. South Africa are trying hard in the corner. Very difficult to get the puck out of there with a team as disciplined as Great Britain. They've got the momentum. They've got the strategy just to keep it there.
Well, this level, like you were saying, is just the two goals GB got in the first half. You can just capitalise on mistakes. You can't afford to make mistakes.
Great Britain doing well, working it out there, Joe, working it out. They're now really working South Africa. South Africa trying very, very hard. Sometimes when you try too hard, you forget about the basics and you make too many mistakes. So hopefully we can get it out. We need to get away from the wall and get the guys going.
Yeah, as you can see, this year the camera and visibility is quite good. It's, as with hockey, it's always difficult to see what happens on the far wall, but you can kind of see the general mass, and you can see to the other side, which is always good. Cameras were reversed this morning, flipped over, right if people left-handed, but they've seemed to have fixed that.
Yeah, I think they fixed that, especially in court 2. It was quite, everybody was playing left-handed.
Yeah, it was weird. I'm left-handed, so everyone was like, Joey's playing right-handed.
Yeah. Well, we've got 1 minute to go. South Africa 3-1 down against a very, very good under-19 team from Great Britain. Very impressive.
Looks like it could be all over. South Africa could pull it back, but it's unlikely with the amount of time left. GB will just be keen to stay down, stay on the bottom, and keep the puck on that wall.
I think it's now just to play for pride. See if we can get a goal, but obviously they really are aware they can't win this game. There's no way that they can get back from 3-1 down against this team.
No, but as you say, playing for pride, no team would give up at any stage of the game. Looks like GB looking nice and solid, everyone's setting up quick.
Well, this is the second last match of day 1 at Hobart. The last game, South Africa, the 19 girls will be playing again. The existing world champions, so we'll support them after this game. Hopefully Great Britain will support the 19 girls as well. We've got some good looking girls there, Joe.
Yeah, that was a nice stop there by Nathan Archer. He flicked it to the right forward. We just went deep into their half, basically ending the game.
We definitely don't want to give a goal away now, South Africa. Definitely not. We actually wanted to stay in their half and see if we could score. 5 seconds to go. So I think that'll be the final score, Joe.
Yeah, it looks like it. Everyone getting involved. The last goal, we can fight to the last minute. Final goal, 3-1 to Great Britain.
Well, thanks, Joe. That was good. Thanks.
Okay, I'll switch across to court 1 here, where I have the number 5 vice captain from the GB under-19 team. I've got 1 minute, so we need to make it quick. Big game, 3-1 win.
Yeah.
And what's your name, mate?
Christoph.
Christoph. So it's tight at the start there. You guys got an early goal and then really had to work for it from there on.
Yeah, I think it was our guys on the bottom was for the many, not for the few. You know, we got down, got involved. I think that's what counts.
So I think that's a big day for GB Junior Underwater Hockey. You guys come away with 2 victories there. Probably what some would say is an upset win this morning against the Colombians in that game. Obviously, you guys won't say that, but are you surprised how well you guys have started?
No, I think we've trained hard for this. I mean, it was nice beating Colombians after the 3rd, 4th playoff, but it's good to be here.
Well, congratulations on a victory, mate. A quick message for back home.
Don't actually know. Thanks for paying for this, Mum.
There you go. Thanks to the parents.